Alrighty, welcome back to Daily Day Trades YouTube. We're going to go over what happened last week and how that relates to this week, what we intend to play on it, and how we played it last week as well. First of all, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will be posting live streams and videos pretty much every single day. We did a live stream on Friday. It was pretty fun. Didn't have that many viewers, but hopefully we can change that as we go on. This is the website, which will be linked in the description. On here, you can sign up for the Discord, all sorts of things. There's a bunch of different educational materials here. I just finished writing this thing about option straddles, which is something that we've been using a lot in this kind of unpredictable market environment. There's also a link down there that takes you directly to the premium Discord where you can get all the trade alerts from things that I'm buying on DDT alerts, also the swing trade portfolio that we're constantly updating and taking some profits, doing good stuff here and there. And yeah, so there's that link below, the website link below, the subscription button. Just click all those buttons and see what happens. But without further ado, lots of important stuff last week. Luckily, we got Jerome Powell reelected. It was a pretty bipartisan move. I think it was like 81 to 19 or something in terms of voting. So he will be around for another 4 years. I think he's done a great job. So hopefully he can continue to fight the inflation in some way without really screwing with the markets. They did say that they are not going to be raising any interest rates by 75 basis points anytime in the next foreseeable future. He said that seems unnecessary. So the next two meetings should end up with them raising 50 basis points from June and July. So that's that's pretty quick, but not nearly as quick as some initially expected. In other general news, we had Jen Psaki quit as the press secretary. Thank the Lord, sweet baby Jesus. I could not stand her voice. She never answered a question. She was horrible. I can only imagine how horrible the second string runner-up weirdo is going to be. That could be either really bad or really good. Either way, I refuse to watch her anyways. So glad she's gone. That honestly will probably shoot the market up like 25%. We've also got Elon news again. Elon hit a little roadblock. He's still buying Twitter according to what he said, but he's not exactly sure how that deal is going to go down because he's trying to prove whether or not Twitter has as many active users as they say they do. He really wants to get rid of the spam accounts and the fake accounts and really buckle down into how many people are actually using the app, and that has a ton of implications for Twitter in the future. So he wants to buy it at 54.20. It's pretty much barely ever gotten there, and then since then it's been much lower than 54.20 pretty much the entire time. Usually when there's a buyout happening, the price is just marginally lower than the price that's actually willing to be paid, because the difference is the risk that the market is willing to assume that the deal doesn't go through. As you can see yesterday or Friday, by dropping like this, it means the market is a lot less confident that they're going to be able to sell these shares for 54.20. And even if the deal does go through, if Twitter didn't have the right analytics for their user base, then Elon can easily change his offer from 44 billion to something a little bit lower, and it would be justified. So he might end up digging deeper into what they're doing and then give them a lowball offer. And since Twitter kind of sucks, they'll probably just have to take it. So this is definitely a sketchy one to be long in right now, even though the projected buy price is 54. I'm not really touching it. I might buy some short-term puts or something just in case some other news comes around. But for now, that's just kind of one to avoid. Couple trades from last week, definitely the best one. We got some Affirm calls on Thursday, actually down here a little bit further before it even gapped up into this. This made about 600% from basically here to here. That was just a couple hour trade. That was an earnings report. They were pretty oversold. Affirm has pretty good revenue. We picked it up. Worked out pretty good for us. That is definitely a good one. We also had some puts on Rivian, which I've done like who knows how many times now, but we did it for earnings. Picked those up at 60 something dollars, and then proceeded to take profits for about 175 bucks per contract down here before the earnings actually came out. They did come out bullish, and so the remaining contracts, even though they were free, those did end up pretty much breaking even. I don't think we really lost money on those at all. We do have some Peloton news. They also had earnings not too long ago. And there's a reason this stock is just getting shit on. Uh, it's pretty obvious, but if you go down here to their earnings reports, here is the quarterly earnings. This was quarter three of 2021. Their revenue was 1.26 billion. They were barely, just a hair from being profitable. They only lost $8 million on 1.26 billion. That's pretty good. Then let's fast forward a year. Now we're looking at 964 million, so less than they were making last year, but they lost 757 million. So their profit margin is negative 80%. By all means, this pretty much looks like it's going to zero unless they completely rework their business model. I'm going to buy some put leaps on Peloton probably tomorrow, or I'll kind of see how it's acting tomorrow. And if that does end up, and I don't really care, I'll buy something that's way out of the money, something that's not even on this chart. I don't see Peloton going anywhere, especially losing that much money. I mean, it's like exponential losses if you look at the net margins. This week, we have a lot of retail stuff going on. Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Walmart, Macy's, all of them are reporting earnings. Those are all going to kind of coincide with each other too. So if one of them does really bad, that's probably hinting at low retail sales kind of across the board. So definitely going to pay attention to the first couple of those because it will affect the other ones. But that does not necessarily mean that the other ones are going to be. Also this week, we got to keep a firm eye on growth companies. We got stuff like Robinhood, Affirm, Coinbase, Square. Square actually has their like 2022 investor meeting or something, and it's like an investor day. So they're gonna kind of go over what they're doing, what they want to do in the future, and how they're gonna do it. I think they've been selling off pretty aggressively. So if that investor day brings some like bullish sentiment, then there's a lot of room here to play Square. I believe that is on May 18th. I'm not sure what day that is though. And the real question is, with these growth companies, is it a dead cat bounce? Like, are they just taking an extra day to be green and then just shoot straight back down? You look at Affirm, Robinhood, Disney. Actually, I'm surprised that was up. I didn't notice that. All these stocks, they're just beat up. Especially when you look at like EV companies too. Let's see Rivian. I mean, they're just destroyed. But everything was up a crazy amount last week, as you can see from all these numbers. These are pretty much all growth companies. So this week we're gonna see if that holds up, if that bounce continues, or if that was just a fluke and everything goes to crap once again. So that's pretty much what we're looking at going into this week. Like I said, if you do want to get trade alerts, then check out the link below in the description. If you want to read through all of this education stuff, there's quite a bit of just random stuff, and I'm adding to it constantly. So that's on Daily Day Trade Stop Money. For sure, check that out. Drop a like on the video, and please subscribe for the live streams and new videos every day.